too when I got the call, and I literally like, Jesus Christ, I must have jinxed myself because everything is going so smooth. Everything is going so smooth, and nobody had been hurt. You know, everybody was healthy. So yeah, this was a pretty brutal phone call.
How long does it typically take for it to come back?
Yeah, apparently he was tested in June. In June, at some point in June, he was tested. So, yeah, like I said earlier, when something tests positive, when it comes up, they just run it through a bunch of different tests to make sure. They never give a result unless they've really tested it.
And in your experience so far with that, how long has it taken till it comes back? I mean, when might we get an answer?
Well, now, you know, I think Jon, again, don't quote me on this, I'm not the guy for this, but he has the ability to test the B sample. And he can have a representative there, he can be there himself, however he wants to handle that.
And you said, I think you told Kevin, you don't know if the B sample has been tested yet?
It has not.
Has not been tested.
Right, because Jon was just notified. So it wouldn't be tested without his knowledge and his, his ability to be there or have a representative be there when they test it.
You haven't talked to Jon yet. What would you say to him if you could?
I haven't talked to him.
What would you say to him if you could talk to him?
I don't know. We'll see what he says to me.
How hard is it to have trust in him, particularly just because it's such a big stage and such a big fight going forward?
It's funny, man. I did the Jim Rome show today, and Jim Rome asked me about, Jon Jones and where he's at, considering all the things that happened to him. And I said, I got to tell you something. This is weird to say, but this might be the best thing that ever happened to Jon Jones because he seems like a completely different person. And, the way he carries himself, the things that he's done. And then, boom, this happens,
All right, so there you hear it, Dana White speaking on the matter. Jon Jones has tested positive for a banned substance, and not exactly sure what it is, but it is something that it's bad enough to where they pulled him from the card, not just kind of put him on hold for a little bit. Like, all right, we need to find out. No, like they straight up pulled him from the card, UFC 200. And that was supposed to be the unification rematch bout for the light heavyweight championship. Now, Daniel Cormier, DC, he's kind of left scrambling. Dana White announced that he's going to try to find someone to replace him, but given the time span that it's just less than a week, that not going to be able to do it. And try, but most likely won't. And you heard Dana White say it himself. He said that they wouldn't, test it once and then say, all right, he failed for something, but we're not going to say quite yet until we do the B sample. He said they test it and retest it to make sure before they say anything, just to make sure and cover their ass and whatnot. So, allegedly, a lot of people are saying that it's coke because he has, he's never failed to test for PEDs, pretty much, for steroids, but he has tested positive for traces of cocaine before his fight against DC, and that was in January of 2015. So he has served suspension from that, and also from a hit and run where he hit he was drunk driving and hit some fucking pregnant lady and shit, and ended up running off or some shit like that. But that's what is going on with Jon Jones. I wonder what DC's thinking right now. We don't know what it is, but like I said, a lot of people were thinking because he has failed for coke, that's probably what it is. And, he might have fallen off the wagon or whatever the fuck you call it. But as far as PEDs, we're not sure yet. When is the B sample going to come? Hopefully soon. But the fight's off, and that it's, I guess, the second time that it's been called off because the first one DC got hurt or something like that. Anyways, man, damn, that fucking sucks. Really looking forward to that one. I figure if there is a chance DC could beat him, it would have been in the fight where, oh yeah, the one that he was supposed to fight DC, and then DC got injured, and Jones fought OSP, and that's the time where I think that if that was DC, he could have beat him that night. But he's still, I guess he's still fucking around with something. If it was some kind of drugs, then yeah, Jon Jones is ripe for the pickings while he's using. But if it's something like Peds, then damn, I don't think it is though, because the way that he looked against OSP it looked like a diminished version of the Jon Jones that we've seen of the past, not an improved, or something it just looked, yeah, he won and it was a clear victory, but it wasn't the dominant Jon Jones that we know. So to say that, I don't know, I really don't think it's Peds, just basing off of that performance. And they say that this sample is from a test from last month, from June. So I guess we just gotta wait and see what happens and see what the fuck he was on. Was it the yayo or something else while he started doing powerlifting? I really doubt it was steroids or Peds, but might be the yayo. Alright guys, Third Coast Boxing, I'm out.